Over 275 hours and counting. The operation to rescue 41 laborers stuck inside a collapsed tunnel in Uttarkashi is in its final stages. Workers were expected to be brought out this morning, but that got delayed after an iron mesh came in the way of drilling. That big challenge has been overcome and operations are currently on a war footing. Now, if everything goes according to plan, then these workers can be expected to come out by tomorrow morning. But officials understandably are wary of setting any deadline, knowing the complexity of the process involved. While the horizontal drilling continues, officials are also prepared with their vertical drilling plans. Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami, who has been overseeing these rescue operations since day one, continues to be at the site. The good news is that a line of communication has been established with the workers, and the Chief Minister today spoke to them, assuring them and their families that they will be out soon.
सब लोगों की दुआ है कि जल्दी से जल्दी सब लोग बाहर आ जाएंगे। हम लोग प्रार्थना कर रहे हैं और यहाँ पर सारी चीज़ें, एम्बुलेंस की व्यवस्था कर रखी है बाहर। जैसे आप लोग बाहर आएंगे, अस्पताल की व्यवस्था है, उसके अलावा जो भी सब इंतजाम हो सकते हैं वो सारे के सारे हम लोग कर रहे हैं। हाँ, बिल्कुल टेंशन नहीं लेनी है और सबको बिल्कुल जो है कहिए कि बस जल्दी से जल्दी, और आप ही लोगों को नहीं है, आप लोगों के लिए पूरा देश लगा हुआ है। और प्रधानमंत्री जी लगातार आप लोगों के बारे में रोज चिंता कर रहे हैं, रोज सारी जानकारी ले रहे हैं और सब लोगों को उन्होंने लगा रखा है। पूरे देश भर के इंजीनियर लगे हैं, विशेषज्ञ लगे हैं सारे, है ना। तो वो 10 मीटर कल ही आ जाता, लेकिन कल वो सरिया आने की वजह से दिक्कत हो गया है, वो कट गया है। अब देखते हैं दोबारा काम शुरू हो रहा है। ठीक है।
Let me go straight across to General Hasnain, who is joining us on the broadcast. He's a member of the National Disaster Management Agency. General Hasnain, thank you very much. This is a national effort that is currently underway. It's gone on for 12 hours. You know, whether it is last night, whether it is this evening, and these pictures are live to us from this evening, there seems to be hectic, frantic activity on the ground. Could you help our viewers understand what is happening right now and how far away the team on the ground is from success?
Two cautionaries, Shreya, first of all. Firstly, this effort is not going on for the last 12 hours, it is going on for the last 12 days. 12 days this effort is going on. The government of India has been on it. Agencies have built up one on the other. It's an all-of-government approach. I am seeing this for the first time happening in such a coordinated way. It's happening with the Prime Minister driving it from the top, the PMO, the NDMA, the Ministry of Home Affairs, the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. Everyone is into it, shoulder at the wheel. That's a very important aspect. The second thing, let me give you a run of activities since I spoke to you day before yesterday. I explained that day also that the horizontal probe, which is taking place from the Silkyara side, that's the opening on the Silkyara side, which was going inside, was 22 meters at that time. It went up to 45 meters and is now gone up to about a little more than 46 meters. The total distance which has to be covered is approximately 62 meters, although some estimates say even 58 meters, some estimates say 65 meters. But it is around that number. What has to be realized by everyone is that when the tunnel collapse took place, chunks of cement, chunks of concrete, the lattice work of iron on top, and the huge girders have all come crashing down. Now, when you are trying to make an access through this debris, it is not as if you're removing the complete debris with the help of a tunnel boring machine. What you're doing is making a smaller hole with the help of an auger. That's what an auger is doing. It is creating this hole, and through that hole, to stabilize it, every 6 meters, a segment of a steel pipe is being placed. And that steel pipe is then being welded to the one in front, right? So this is a laborious process. And it takes 3-4 hours sometimes to carry out the welding work of one segment of one pipe to the other. Now, the most important thing to realize is that with all the stuff which came down, there is no predictability about what is lying in the way of the boring. You may come across cement, you may come across concrete, you may come across girders. Last night, we hit a girder. Now, when you hit a girder, which is the worst case contingency, you have to cut it physically with an oxyacetylene flame, which means two experts have to go inside with a cylinder. The cylinder can give you 1.5 hours of capability, right? And they use it. Two teams could not do it. The third team did it finally. And that's how the whole thing started again. But it took up a huge time penalty on this, which is why, Shreya, if you remember, I was telling you on the first day, everything is unpredictable here. So no one knows what the geology is. No one knows what the pattern of the debris is. With 10 meters and 15 meters left, you could come across a couple of more such obstacles which could take up your time. Or if you are lucky and nothing comes through, you may be there next morning, tomorrow morning. But that's not going to be, because there is an obstacle already encountered. The auger is finding a pressure on itself. So obviously there is something which is obstructing it. So the same procedure has to be repeated. So this is going to take a little time, and we should be prepared for the long haul. The important thing is 4 other access areas have been looked at, and work has not commenced at all. Commenced at 1 or 2 of them, work has commenced. One of them is the other end of the tunnel from where blasting work is carrying on, but that is going to take the better part of about 45 days to do it. The good news is that the survivability of the workers inside is enhanced because of the logistics, because of the 6-inch pipeline which is now existing. You got water, fresh vegetables and fruits, cooked food, medicines, clothes, all this has gone in, including toiletries. And you got a line which has been established, a line communication. That's an important thing. So far it was a crude communication, now you got a line communication inside. The Honorable Chief Minister was speaking on that line. I must compliment him for using the right words and speaking the right tone to those people and giving them the right hope without putting any timelines anywhere in this whole thing. And important thing also is that there are psychological counselors who are there. Perhaps this may be the first time it's happening around in India. Psychosocial counselors who are there speaking to the people inside. The moment the exit takes place, they will be available there. There's a small 10-bedded hospital which is being expanded, which has been set up for initial medical checkups. Anyone who is found to be a little more serious is going to be flown out immediately to Rishikesh, to the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. 41 ambulances are ready on the ground there, and those are one for each worker to take them, transport them to Rishikesh all the way. So you can see almost everything has been thought about. It's just now a question of time. And time is something which no one can predict in this operation.
All right. So Lieutenant General Syed Ata Hasnain, essentially what you're telling us and you're telling the entire country is that there is a multi-agency team on the ground that is quite literally trying to move a mountain to rescue 41 men trapped inside this tunnel. But don't ask us when this tunnel will move. It could take time. There's a fresh obstacle that you're talking about this evening, General Hasnain, which means that this operation, as you said, could get over in the next 24 hours, or it could take the next 15 days as well. I want to ask you whether it will be possible for the 41 men inside the tunnel to survive if this operation doesn't succeed in the next 48 or 72 hours.
Very good question, Shreya. As always, yes, let me describe the conditions. I think I did this earlier, but let me repeat this. There is light inside the tunnel, which has never failed. The power conduit, the conduit through which the power cable has gone, did not get cut. There is water inside because that water conduit also, or water pipe also did not get cut. There is a 6-inch pipeline which is serving the purpose of feeding them, etc. There is a space of 2 kilometers inside, behind where the location of the workers is. The perception built in the country, unfortunately, but you can't blame anyone for it, is that these workers are living inside a mine or a kotri, as we call it in Hindi, a kotri there. And therefore, they are one on top of each other, cheek by jowl. That is not so. They are open in an open area. Oxygen may be comparatively restricted, but now that there are 2 openings, oxygen is also, air is coming in, fresh air is coming in. They have got medicines, they've got vitamins, they've got antidepressants and all those things which are necessary for survival. Now, human beings have survived in all kinds of conditions. Here, I would say, comparatively, the state has done a tremendous amount. The government, the nation and the state have put together the act to make sure. The psychological part is very important. And now this is what is very important, what I'm going to explain to you now. A natural leadership appears to have emerged inside that group. You must be hearing stories in the media which are very interesting of a man called Gabbar Singh Negi, who he's a Gadwali. I'm very proud of my regiment, Gadwal Rifles. He's a Gadwali. He's 20 years. He's been working there in these hard conditions. He has let it be known that he will be the last man to come out from here. Just shows that obviously the group has solidified completely. It is bonded, and this man is leading it. There must be similar, many more others inside who must be motivating him in this manner. When you have leadership, when you have logistics, and you have space inside, I think the human being can survive for fairly long. I can't make a quantified guess, but it can be very long. So even if this extends to 30 days or more, I don't think survivability is a question here.
And in any case, you have a nation of a billion plus, a billion 0.4 plus people praying for Gabbar Singh Negi and his men. We hope the operation ends soon. We hope everyone comes out soon. For the moment, I think, General Hasnain, what you're telling us is don't ask us for a timeline. This is a difficult, complicated operation. Don't put pressure on the team. So we'll leave it there. General Hasnain, thank you very much for joining us and giving us a very clear picture of what is happening on the ground in Uttarkashi. Thank you very much indeed, General.
Thank you.